All right, welcome back to the Run.down Postgame show here on the Strickland YouTube channel, Strickland Twitter. If you're listening to this the day after Strickland Podcast Network, I am Sam. This show is, of course, brought to you by FanDuel. The Knicksmas came early for us Knicks fans as the Knicks win the NBA Cup, the third official NBA Cup championship game. 124-113 over the San Antonio Spurs, overcoming a third quarter 11-point deficit. Thanks to the heroics of a lot of people that we will shout out tonight. Just finished watching the little trophy ceremony. Good times here in Knicksland. Great vibes to start the early part of the season. This game, of course, does not count towards the standings in anything, but they capture the cup. What we all wanted. First step to prolonged success, hopefully this season. It was fun, the game was fun in the fourth quarter. I'll say that. Most of the rest of the game was kind of annoying or whatever. Shout out to this guy. He's one of the many guys that I'll shout out tonight that helped capture this dub. But yeah, no, the Knicks, they win this NBA Cup. And as Crosby here in the comments says, got the W and no big injury, so can't complain. A little injury scare with Cat in the game, but yeah, no, this game was great. Jalen Brunson didn't have the best game, but he captures Cup MVP. He did average 33.3 points per game throughout these Cup games. And yeah, I mean, he was pretty great in a lot of these games. I mean, the last game we talked about how he had 40, and the Magic really didn't have anything for him. He was really dicing them up, really doing what he needed to. This game, he still had 25 and 8, and he didn't have the best game, but I mean, he still gives you 25 and 8, and that's what Jalen Brunson does. OG Anunoby had an excellent game, 28 points. Hit timely threes, had great defensive stops. Yeah, he was great tonight. Defense on Wemby in certain possessions was pretty good. There was that stretch actually during the third quarter actually where Wemby started to go off, and it was like, all right, are the Spurs about to shut this shit down? But as we've seen time and time again with this Knicks team, they've been able to kind of come back from runs. But yeah, no, OG was great tonight. I mean, he really kept us afloat when Jalen didn't really have it going. I mean, OG had 20 in the first half. I thought he was about to go for almost a 40 piece today, but nah, he was great today. And the games like these, you see the strides that he's made in his offensive game. And they were talking actually before the game, and I kind of probably should have let a lot of folks know that he was gonna have a good game. They're talking about how he had hit up Dirk during the offseason to get some pointers on shooting and stuff like that. And I mean, you really see, I mean, he was already shooting pretty well last year, but I feel like this year he's even more consistent with his shot. And he played a great game today. So shout out to OG. Give us 40 big minutes tonight. Only gave you a block on the defensive end, but I feel like that does not really tell the full story of his defensive impact tonight. But yeah, no, he was pretty good. I mean, all right, yes, let's talk about the true heroes that Jalen Brunson shouted out in his little MVP mini speech at the end of the trophy ceremony. He shouted out the bench basically, and OG. He shouted out OG. He shouted out Clarkson, Mitch, Polik. Those three off the bench, man, they gave us they gave us probably their best games of the season so far. I mean, I know Jordan Clarkson had basically a 30-point game earlier this year, whatever it was, in one of those cup group games, but Clarkson, he came through, especially that fourth quarter. Oh my God. And he's fourth quarter is what Jordan Clarkson gave you is big reason why I bought this jersey right here. But yeah, no, he came through hitting timely shots, gave us 15 off the bench. 6 of 15 wasn't the best efficiency wise, but I mean, who fucking cares when you are hitting timely bucket after timely bucket? And he was playing pretty good defense tonight too. Like, I mean, that's not really what he's known for, but like he gave you pretty good defense. He got like a steal or two. He got a steal and a block tonight. But yeah, I mean, he was doing a pretty good job on the Spurs guards because they were giving us trouble all night, and like he and Kolek, they kind of like did a good job of like kind of slowing them down a little bit in that second half. And shout out to Mike Brown. I mean, Mike Brown, he did his big one in this game. I mean, bringing in Kolek at certain points to be the extra ball handler because the Spurs were doing a good job of like pressuring Brunson and kind of making him uncomfortable. And that's part of the reason why Brunson didn't really have the best game. Like the Spurs guards are really pressuring him, and McCallum really wasn't cutting it as the secondary ball handler tonight. Josh Hart was he was all right in certain instances, but Kolek really came through. It was 14 off the bench, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. He was great. This was Kolek's best game ever. Like, and I mean, he definitely was trying to get his pops that whip because they was talking about all throughout this whole tournament. They were like, Kolek was, he was how he talked about he wanted to get his pops a whip because he was able to get his mom something, I believe. But yeah, no, he definitely came through, hooped his ass off today. And you're hoping that these games like these and like Mike Brown being able to trust him in these moments will give him the confidence to continue building upon it. Because, who knows how much longer Deuce and Sham are going to be out. So, it's good for him to get these reps, get this confidence. And, the Knicks have been speculated to be interested in other guards in the market, like Jose Alvarado. So Kolek's trying to, I guess, show them right now, like, I don't need no Jose Alvarado. I could be that right now. And he played well tonight. I mean, finding guys, again with the defense, being that secondary ball handler, and just hitting timely shots. Hit 2 threes tonight. Like, was just playing big time. What more can you say? I mean, he really played. He got that charge attempt on Cornette, but they reversed it. Sorry, folks. Your boy got to fuel up if he's going to stay up this late doing streams. But yeah, no, Kolek, he definitely made the most of his opportunity tonight. And that's all you want to see from a guy who, was not really in the rotation last year at all, and even to start this year, he was in the rotation, but he kind of fell out of the rotation. Games like these, they kind of solidify, you're probably going to need a guy like this in your rotation. Come playoffs, you never know. He's going to be able to provide you that spark plug. And it's so funny because, like, the Clarkson, Brunson, Kolek minutes, they were, like, not really good minutes in their prior stints. But in the game that mattered the most, it worked. And it worked because, like, this Spurs team, they kind of run, like, their own little, like, 3-guard lineup themselves. And you need those, and the way they apply ball pressure, especially like Castle, Vassell, Harper, like you need those extra ball handlers because like they're going to apply pressure to Brunson. And even like towards the end of the game, there was a key turnover when the game was still kind of pretty close. It was like 115, 110. Jalen Brunson kind of dribbles over the half court line because Harper's pressuring him. And I think after that, Mike Brown brought in Tyler Kolek. So, moments like these, certain lineups, you're just gonna need them. And like this is the thing that we have been critical of the prior coach. I will not name because we're experiencing some good vibes. We're celebrating tonight. I don't got no champagne to pop, but popping some hypothetical champagne right here. But yeah, no, this is the type of stuff that we wanted to see last year and years prior from coach situational lineups and stuff like that, where you sub in guys based on, we need extra ball handler right now, so let's bring in this guy off the bench, certain things like that. But yeah, no, Kolek, he came through as well. Mitch Robinson, man. Mitch Robinson, it looked like it was going to be one of them games where it's like, damn, is he going to be in like foul trouble and like we're not going to really see his full impact? But 10 offensive rebounds, 15 rebounds total, 4 points, 2 assists. Those rebounds, man, so key. Got a steal and 2 blocks tonight as well. But man, those second chance points that we were able to get, especially in the beginning of the fourth quarter, that really gave us the lead when we were making that run, could not have asked for some better sequences from Mitch in that instance, man. Like, was just so key. So key. But yeah, no, this was a good win for the Knicks. So securing that cup championship. Shout out to the D1995B for the $10 super chat. Tyler Kolek, you have officially earned your spot as the random white dude on the championship team tonight. He definitely did. Yeah, no, he played his ass off. Shout out to him. And yeah, someone just quoted my tweet about the Brunson Kolek collection lineup because I was dead worried about that lineup, because even earlier this game it wasn't really looking like it was going to really produce what we needed for it, but end of the game it turned out that's what we needed in the fourth quarter. So shout out to Mike Brown. He pushed the right buttons tonight. He definitely pushed the right buttons tonight. It's so funny because like a lot of people they talk down on the cup, I would say, and like a lot of people are like like people are criticizing Stan Van Gundy and other people that have been saying like, oh, you gotta love the cup and stuff like that. But it's like you could tell this game meant like a lot to the players. I mean, even though it's like an extra $500K in their pockets, we don't really gain anything as fans or whatever, I guess you could say. But like, you could tell it meant a lot. Like the effort level was not that of a regular season game in December. Like this game definitely meant a lot more to the players. Like the effort was increased. And yeah, you just like, what you call it? You just saw like the players, they elevated their performances. Like I feel like a performance like the ones that Tyler Kolek and Jordan Clarkson give you, they're like the performances that sometimes you get from a random role player in the playoffs. But yeah, no, it definitely had an elevated feel tonight. And as a fan, speaking as a fan, I appreciated that because even before the game, Charles Barkley, there was a quote going around Charles Barkley that said, it sucks that we had to make an in-season tournament to, get the players to play harder. But it's like, as a fan, don't you just like enjoy it? Like, don't you just enjoy the elevated play? Like, I don't know. I feel like you can't please everyone. Like, no matter what they do, I like the cup. I feel like there's some changes that could be made. I don't like it being in Vegas. I feel like it should be at like home teams arenas and stuff like that. Because I feel like that elevated sense of going on the road and having to win it, or like winning it at your house, at your home arena. Like I feel like that just would make the experience that much more elevated. Like imagine like a Rockin' MSG tonight. I mean, this game probably wouldn't have been at MSG or whatever it may be. It probably would have been in San Antonio. But imagine if this game was at San Antonio too. San Antonio probably would have been rocking. So yeah, I mean, I feel like that's something that the NBA has to consider. And from the looks of it, or from what I've heard, it sounds like they will be looking into that. So there's that as well. All right, let's get to some other comments. Loving these graphics. I wonder if there is any wonder if there's any merch that they're selling. Someone's tweeted out actually 2 hours ago. I just realized the Knicks don't have a single homegrown player. Deuce, Mitchell Robinson, and now Tyler Kolek. We traded all our homegrown players to get the players that we have now. And probably, to be honest, a lot of our homegrown players probably wouldn't have blossomed, especially under. Actually, you know what? I'm going to think about that statement for a minute now. I feel like some of them probably would have still thrived here, but I feel like a lot of them had to probably go somewhere else to like really spread their wings. But here's the direct quote from Jalen Brunson tonight. He was like, OG Anunoby, Tyler Kolek, Jordan Clarkson, Mitchell Robinson, they played their asses off tonight. Without them, we don't win this. Gotta love the video of the guys holding up the cup trophy. Cat really took that shit from Brunson, bro. But yeah, let's get to some comments here. Chris Bernhard says, we all know it was rigged because the Knicks won. Now here's 45 minutes of Wemby talk. ESPN, probably. Probably. Because you know they love to rig stuff for the Knicks. That's like all we get. You know, rigged draft lotteries, rigged everything. So. Chris Bernhardt says, okay, now win us the real damn thing. This is just step one to the process. I can't believe we play again on Thursday already. That's crazy to me. I feel like the Knicks should, like, I don't want to say punt the game, but, and like, granted, this game, the cup game, did not matter towards the standings. This game on Thursday counts towards the standings. But it's like these guys, I mean, I don't know. They'll probably play, but if there's a way to rest these guys, then do it. But if not, whatever. Heisa Eel 6099 says Mitch makes such a huge difference for this team due to the 7-foot Ben Wallace. Yeah, no, he was amazing on the offensive glass tonight. Like the second chance points that he gave us in that fourth quarter were huge. Wait for him to bounce back because it seemed like he was in a little bit of like some foul trouble early on, I guess you could say, him and Hart. And like without both of them on the court, it's really hard for us to get those rebounds. And I feel like the Spurs were doing a really good job on the glass early in that game, especially. Like Cornette was getting boards. Who else was getting boards? Castle was getting boards. Like Castle got this huge board over McCall and Towns that like pissed off a lot of people, rightfully so, because it's like, where's the heart? Where's the hustle? Where's the effort? Letting guys do that. So, no, they definitely were killing it on the glass. The Spurs early on in that game, but the Knicks, they bounced back later on in the game, and when it really mattered, they were able to secure those rebounds. Highest EO 699 also says Clarkson shot us back into it with that 6-man no conscious type shit. Yeah, I mean that's when he goes J.R. Smith mode, which brings me to me having to tweet one of my favorite tweets to tweet all year. Turn it on. can go to my timeline to see. All right, let's see. Crosby 1889 says, I also like that it seemed like Clarkson was involved in the offense and not just ISO. Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, it feels like the Knicks were making an effort to not just have it be Brunson doing a lot of initiating, especially because the Spurs were really they were pressuring Brunson, and Mike Brown made the concerted effort to put guys next to Brunson that can also handle the ball, and he was also starting to get double teamed in that fourth quarter too. They were starting to double him at the top of the key. So it helps to have those guys that you can pass to that can also make some plays, not only for themselves, but for others. Kolek had some driving kick threes. Clarkson was actually open a bunch, not only off of second chance points, but also off of Brunson being doubled, and he was able to capitalize off that. So Eric Roldan says, the entire bench deserves the Tims and hard hat, Mitch, Kolek, and Clarkson. Wow. Yeah. They definitely, if you can share it, I would definitely go for it, but I don't know if they can share the DPOG. But yeah, no, for sure. They all brought the effort when it mattered the most tonight. Something I want to say. I mean, when you think about this team and its depth, especially when we have guys like Deuce and Shamit come back, it's like, are they gonna move Yabu for somebody? Because it seems like Yabu's like kind of out of the rotation, and there was this quote the other day that came out about him not being so happy with his role because it's inconsistent or whatever it may be. It's like he's inconsistent, so it's like you don't really know what you're gonna get from him. They tried to play him in that Magic game; those minutes were not good, and Mike Brown pulled the plug immediately. Thankfully, because that saved us, because the Magic were getting whatever they wanted when Yabu was on the court. So it's like, he has like a $4.5 million salary. Could probably find somebody. I know that matches kind of with Alvarado's salary, but it's like, do you want another guard out there for this Knicks team? I feel like the Knicks, they kind of need more of like that bigger wing type, and we'll see if they can get that type, but yeah, that's just something I'm thinking about in terms of depth with this team when they're fully healthy, because they have the makings of a team that can get to the finals with this roster already. And it's like you're just thinking about how can they add on to that. But yeah, Brunson and Josh Hart on the post-game show for not TNT. Wow, my brain. Amazon Prime. I will catch those clips later because I'm doing the show now, and maybe someone else can fill me in on the comments. But Crosby 1889 says, not to be a jerk, but the force feeding of how millionaires were getting more money was getting too much. Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's the only way they could have incentivized the players. So, and I mean, that doesn't really mean anything for us normal folks. Like, that doesn't matter to us. I do appreciate seeing the elevated sense of competition. But yeah, they don't really need to tell us that these millionaires are getting that much more money. I mean, I do like to hear stories of like a Kolek who, he's on a rookie scale deal. He's not really making that much relative to the rest of the, the higher paid players and all that. And, he wants to do something nice for his family, or stories like Cat and, how he's able to, he's giving this money back to the Dominican Republic and stuff like that. So, stories like that, they're nice to hear, but like we really don't need to hear about how these guys are making that much more money in their pockets. I love how every Knicks fan is like rightfully celebrating this cup championship. Because it's like, yeah, you could laugh at Knicks fans who, never really actually experiencing Um, not really experiencing the championship, but it's like this game was fun. And it had that elevated feel of like a championship like game, and I feel like this is the right type of like motivator for a team like the Knicks. They're a contending team, best team in the East, in my opinion. A lot of people's opinions, honestly. And they can always look back to this cover and be like, all right, see, look, we elevated ourselves in this position when we were down some players, whatever it may be. And yeah, no. I didn't even talk about some of the other guys. Sorry, y'all. I'm looking at Twitter, and Twitter's really funny after these type of games. But yeah, no, shout out to Cat. I mean, Cat's been like pretty solid. Like, I mean, he's giving you. I mean, his shooting numbers have gone back to where they are expected to be. He's going to give you 16 and 11 tonight. But like he's not even like a minus defensively anymore, like which is like pretty damn good. And like you're just hoping that he can continue this production not only through the rest of the regular season, but even into the postseason. And yeah, no, he played pretty good tonight. He didn't play as much. He was dealing with a calf injury, and I thought he was going to be out because I know teams have been more precautious with these calf injuries because they can lead to something very nasty. And maybe Cat doesn't even play the next game, so we'll see about that. But yeah, he ended up closing tonight. Mikal Bridges did not close tonight, and I don't think he really had a good game. I don't think he deserved to close, and rightfully so for Mike Brown not putting him out there. Gave us 11, 5, and 5, 4 of 12 shooting. Didn't really hit shots that we needed him to. He was a minus 10 tonight. Wasn't really the best Mikal Bridges game. But you're thankful that Clarkson and Kolek were able to step up in those positions and provide that extra ball handling and shot making. Keyword shot making that we needed. Because we needed shot making tonight, and to make that comeback, I don't think Mikal Bridges would have really helped all too much because he just wasn't hitting the shots tonight. A lot of shots just like bouncing super high and like going over the backboard and stuff. Like, let's get that right, Mikal. Let's get that right. And yeah, Josh Hart, he gave you 11, 8, and 3. Hit a huge 3 late in the fourth quarter, as Josh Hart can be doing at times. His only 3-point make of the night. It's a big game when Josh Hart hits a timely 3 in the fourth quarter. You can go back to previous iterations of this team under Thibs in the playoffs. Josh Hart hitting a 3 in the fourth quarter is a sign that it is a very important game. But yeah, no, a lot of people are interested to see. A lot of people are interested to see what the Knicks, what Mike Brown does with this Knicks team in the playoffs. Because hopefully this team is going to be much more. They're going to be better, obviously, but also they're going to they have their depth back, and it's going to be interesting to see what Mike Brown does with certain lineups against certain teams, all that stuff. So yeah, no, I'm definitely looking forward to see what Mike Brown does because I was very impressed with his game today. Double big lineups, all that stuff, the 3 guard lineups, just stuff that we typically haven't seen in years past. And Mike Brown has tried this stuff before. It just didn't look good. And, a lot of that is kind of reliant on the players hitting shots. Players hitting shots. Also just depends on who they're playing at the time, too. So, yeah, no, I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens. This was a very fun. This is a very fun night. Let's see what other comments do we have here. Don't have many more other comments. But yeah, no, shout out to everyone that's tuned in for tonight's little post game show. I'm sure the Strickland will have some extended coverage. Because I'm about to head out of here. It's late. It's almost midnight on the East Coast. Your boy has work in the morning. But yeah, no, shout out to everyone that tuned in. Little happy early Knicksmas. Shout out to Clarkson, Kolick, Mitch, all them boys. They did their damn thing tonight. And yeah. Knicks play again this Thursday, actually. They go into Indiana. Then they go back to MSG on Friday. Indiana, they've been asked this year. I think they've been competitive in some of their games. They're 6-20. They're clearly not the same team that they were. So we'll see how that game goes. I feel like the Knicks should be able to win that game with some relative ease. You never know, though. And then on Friday, they play the Sixers. Sixers been a competitive team this year. We'll see if they have Embiid, PG, Maxey. But yes, that game's actually going to be on Amazon Prime too, and maybe on MSG. Not entirely sure. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Should be live again on Sunday, most likely. After the Knicks play the Heat again. I feel like we played the Heat a million fucking times already this year, but clearly we have to play them again. But yeah, no, I mean, Knicks, they get this nice win. They get this momentum rolling. And yeah, no. I mean, shout out to everyone that tuned in. Make sure you guys leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Your boy's about to go to bed. So everyone enjoy the rest of your night. And I'll see you guys on most likely Sunday. Peace.